Hello, I'm old Mr. Kent out on my morning bike ride, trike ride. I'm so used to saying e-bikes from the ones I've had before. But anyway, so this is a special day. I wanted to be sure and get out and ride today. And the reason is because this is September 21st, 2024. Now, September 21st mean anything special to you? How about if I say December 21st? Does that relate anything to September? How about if I say March 21st? Does that help? And how about if I say June 21st? So the reason I wanted to get out and ride today is because today is the fall equinox. And if you're not familiar with that, it's also called the first day of fall, because what happens today is, just a second, I got to go around the corner here. What happens today is that up to this point, the days have been getting shorter, as they say. In other words, you're having less daylight. So today, if you have an app on your phone or something to look at the weather, somewhere you might be able to see that the number of hours between sunrise and sunset are the same number of hours between sunset and sunrise. And the reason it's called equinox is because it's Latin for the equal to the night. In other words, the day length of the day is equal to the length of the night. So right now, this day is 12 hours of daylight and then 12 hours of darkness. That's why they call it equinox, because it's equal. And so then as we keep going, the days are going to get shorter and shorter, as they say. In other words, less and less daylight. And on December 21st, because right now we have 12 hours of sunrise and 12 hours of sunset. So in December, though, the days, as they say, they get shorter. And so the 21st of December, they call it the shortest day of the year, because on that day, you'll have 10 hours of sunlight and then 14 hours of darkness. So, and that's why you don't have a whole lot of sunlight. But at that point in time, that's called the the winter solstice. And solstice, sol is sun, and so the sun stands still, because it's not really that the sun is standing still, it's just that the days have been getting shorter. Now it stops getting shorter and they start getting longer. And so on the 21st of December, you'll have 10 hours of daylight and 14 hours of darkness. But then it starts getting lighter and lighter. And then March 21st is the spring equinox. And so the 21st of March, you'll have 12 hours of sunlight and 12 hours of darkness. And of course, it always adds up to 24. And then all the way up to when you get to June, that's March 21st. When you get to June 21st, then that's the longest day of the year. And so you'll have 14 hours of sunlight and 10 hours of darkness. And I always tease my wife. She gets so tired of me. I say, well, enjoy this day, because now they're going to start getting shorter. I should tell you about, no, I'm not going to tell you on this one anyway. So that's why I wanted to get up. And when I started college, if you've been following my channel, you know I had no idea what the word major meant. So when they asked me what I wanted to major in, I had no idea. They said, what were you good at in high school? And I said, mechanical drawing. So they said, okay, you need to be an industrial arts major. Okay, so which I was, and it turned out okay. But in the process, on the first day of school, they took all the new people into the auditorium and gave them an aptitude test. And so we sat there and answered all these questions, and one after another, there they are, my friends the dogs. And they turned it in, and then I got the results back, and the results said I should be a meteorologist, which I had no idea what that meant. Did I work on meters or something? I'm not kidding you. So then I found out that it's study of the weather. And as it turns out, over the years, studying the weather has been one of my favorite pastimes. And so today is the fall equinox, and the days keep getting shorter until December 21st. And good morning. And I've got a lot of other theories and so forth I could talk about, but anyway, I won't do that. I won't waste your time on that. But my wife, she gets so tired of me teasing her. You know, if you listen to my videos, you know that way back years ago, she threw a frying pan at me. I was teasing her in the kitchen, and I don't remember why, because I loved her and I enjoyed teasing her. Anyway, she got really mad. She picked up a cast iron frying pan and threw it at me. She was mad. She threw it at me. I ducked. It hit the wooden wall and shattered. It broke in pieces. She's got the strong arm. So you'd think I learned to quit teasing her. In fact, there's a story. There's a story goes around. There were these two guys in hell, and they noticed that it started getting cooler and cooler. And here comes a car. And they were talking about how it's getting so cool down here. And then while they were talking, snow started to fall. And they thought, what is going on? And this other guy, and it was ice forming on everything. And this other guy was walking by, and they said, do you know what's going on? And he said, yeah, old Mr. can't quit teasing his wife. And so hell was freezing over, if you haven't understood that. All right. So, on my morning trike ride, I'll tell you one more story, if you want to listen. A guy like me should not be telling stories. I've grown up and matured a lot. I don't tease her so much anymore, especially after the frying pan. Well, anyway, when I was a kid, and this would have been back in the late 40s, if you are that old, you remember that the school desks, they had a little hole in the upper right-hand corner usually, and that was called an ink well. And there would be a little glass container set there like a cup, and the teacher would put some ink in there, and then as you were writing anything in ink, well, then you dipped your pen in there, and that was your ink. And in some cases, some little bratty boys, I wasn't one, but they would, if the girl in front of him had long blonde hair, he'd make little tips on the end, same color as the ink. I never did that. Anyway, so where was I? Oh yeah. So anyway, that's all we had. So you had to if you had an ink pen, then you had this little thing where you pump the ink into a little rubber container inside the pen, just a regular pen, and you'd fill up the pen with ink if it was an ink pen. Okay, so anyway, one night my dad came home from work, and he brought everybody, the kids and all, into the bathroom and filled the sink up with water, pulled out a piece of paper, and pulled out a pen and put the paper underwater and wrote, I think I've told this story before, and wrote something on it underwater. You could never have done that with a fountain pen, but that's what he did. So that was the first time I ever saw a ballpoint pen, and he was so excited about and it was really something. It was special because for years and years and years people have been putting up with fountain pens and ink wells and stuff like that. So that was my first experience with a ballpoint pen. Anyway, so now you've found out what the 21st of September is all about, and a few other things about mean old Mr. Kent. I used to tease my kids in school too. Anyway, we won't go there because I'm running out of time. So I'll just say I want to thank you for watching this crazy video, and God bless.